You'll find out later. Have a seat. Time to get ready, get notebooks out, get iPads out. I'm not gonna take too long. I'm gonna get started. We have a lot of time. Don't have a lot of time. Exactly. It is early day. So let's make sure we have everything written up. Get your notebooks out, get your iPads out. Sign into that near file. You have less than a minute to do so. And I will not waste any time to do so. Yes, sir. Hi guys, welcome, good morning, hope y'all are doing great. We are getting into part number 2 of our evolution series. We are on part 2 of it, which is natural selection. Now, we're talking about natural selection in the form of evolution. This Monday, we were talking about evolution with evidence. Oh yeah, that evidence would tell us, that evidence would tell us that evolution has occurred. Now, can someone tell me, what are those 3 evidences that we learned? Fossils. DNA. Homologous. Structures. Good job. Yes, DNA, homologous structures, and fossils. Give us the evidence to tell us that evolution, in fact, has occurred.
Mister.
Now, yes.
Did you know they brought back the dire wolf?
The dire wolf, yeah.
They're trying to bring back the dire wolf. Yes,
No, they already did. They're cubs.
Unfortunately so.
Oh yeah, they're coming. They already made a new species called the woolly mammoth.
Oh boy. So the idea is this: how are adaptations evidence of natural selection? Don't write that down. That's just our question, right? So, doing really quick, 30 seconds. What does it mean to adapt to your environment? If you're an animal or if you are a regular human being, go turn and talk to your neighbor. 30 seconds to go.
Okay, you're zombie burglar. Yeah, zombie burglar.
Zombie burglar, okay.
Exactly. He evolved to be to steal hamburgers.
Well, that's all the burgers.
Fair enough.
Is he a booger? You like this?
I missed that. I already know. You already know.
Mister, I kind of know this already. I got a 9 out of 10 on the little quiz thing without even taking a note.
True.
Yeah, they do this and very simple. Bad trait dies, good trait goes.
Okay. So, does anyone want to share with us? What does it mean to adapt to your environment? Really quick. Ben? Change yourself to get used to your environment.
Just get used to it.
Just get used to it. Anyone else?
Changing your traits to better fit your environment so you don't die.
Change your traits to better fit your environment so you don't pass away and become one of the old. Now, you don't need to write this down. If you want to, I give you freedom to do so.
One with nature.
Now, our essential question is this. How are adaptations evidence of natural selection? So, the way in which we can tell natural selection has taken place is by seeing if animals have adapted to their environment. They go hand in hand, okay? So no, does anyone want to write that down? You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay. We'll start here. Key vocabulary. No, it's not. Never mind. Quick write. So I will give you guys I'm gonna give you guys 1 minute to do this. So tell me, what is one trait you have that helps you succeed in either school or even life? I'll give you guys 1 minute to do that. What is one trait that helps you succeed in school or life? So that could be your skills, it could be your smarts, it could be anything. Make sure you're taking notes, okay? Okay. Being able to read fast. Brain. Yes. One trait that helps you succeed or drop and make millions, sure. If you have a company that's making millions.
Drop out.
Extroversion, sure.
Yeah, I'll put drop out.
All good things, guys. Okay. Good. All good things.
They don't let me put pictures.
Yeah, so don't let me.
Big brain IQ, a trait that helps you succeed in school and life is being smart. Yeah, good ones.
Big brain, high IQ.
All good ones. So, key vocabulary. We have about additional to this one. We have about 3 more on the next slide. So I'm gonna run through these, and then I'll give you about 2 minutes to write it. Okay. So yes, except you don't have to write mutation. You don't have to write mutation, I just left it up there so you know. So adaptation is a trait that helps an organism survive and reproduce in its environment. Right? So you adapt, you reproduce, you live, right? Natural selection is a process where organisms with traits best suited to their environment survive and reproduce. So they almost sound the same, but here's the thing. Adaptation belongs in natural selection.
Yeah, because
the
if there was
adaptation.
white frog and we were trying to hunt it, if it went on that wall, it would camouflage more than black frog.
Exactly. So the adaptation
And then
helps
it
natural
survive and then reproduce and then make more white frogs.
Exactly, yes. So then, just like Carlos was
That's how
saying,
it works.
that's a part of what survival of the fittest is. Survival of the fittest means organisms that are best adapted to their environment survive and reproduce. So survival of the fittest, we're not talking about who's the most buff, who's got the biggest muscles. It's talking about their ability to reproduce in their environment. So fitness is what they like to call it. I'm gonna skip over mutation, but then we're gonna go inherited variation. So inherited variation just means differences in traits passed from parents to offspring. So for example, your parents pass something down to you and your possible brothers and sisters. Your brother and sisters may have different traits than you do. They may have different colored eyes, different style of hair, different colored skin. They pass down those traits from them to you. What? You're born in a lab. And then overproduction, more offspring are born than can survive. So what does that mean? It just means this,
That they reproduce way too much, so all of them can't survive.
just like human beings.
Like, too many human equal not many food. equal starve.
Exactly. So not
Not
extinct.
extinct.
Can I move on? Thank you. All right, next slide. So the next slide is enough, it's on school. So next slide is this one. Key vocabulary, we have 3 more left. These 3 are kind of important. Competition, artificial selection, and Charles Darwin. Okay, number 1, competition, we all know what that means. If you're in a competition, you're competing against another team, right?
Because
So
the stronger traits survive because they have to be stronger to get the limited resource.
So
Yes.
Hunger Games.
Exactly.
Literally,
Artificial
Hunger Games,
selection,
fighting for food.
humans breed organisms for specific traits. So y'all all have heard of what it means when someone's a dog breeder, right?
Exactly, like they breed certain dogs to make better dogs.
Not better dogs, the same breed of that dog. So for example, if I'm a Pomeranian dog breeder, I'm only breeding one type of dog.
Pomeranian.
Pomeranians, right? If I am a husky breeder, I'm only breeding huskies, right?
Yeah, my dog has a birdie.
Last but not least,
My dog.
Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin is the scientist who developed the theory of natural selection.
No, okay.
Charles Darwin is the man who came up with this idea that everything comes from one place. He also came up with the idea that he was in the Galapagos Islands, he saw these specific birds, the specific species of bird, the finches, yes, sir. The finches all had different style beaks. What he observed was those beaks served different purposes in those birds
Like
getting
big
food.
one for seeds and small one for worms.
Yes. Alright, so I only want you to write the first 3 and then we'll talk about the think, pair, share, okay?
What?
So, let's talk about Darwin really quickly. Darwin is super important when it comes to evolution. They call him essentially the king of evolution or the founder of the idea of it, right? So Darwin observed that organisms may vary. The same species may have different beaks or different fur or different, however you may think of it, right? He observed as well that some variations give an advantage. What he also realized is that some of those advantages may be that the organisms will pass down the traits that are advantageous. Now, advantageous simply means this. It has advantages.
It gives an advantage.
Yes, exactly. It gives an advantage.
Good benefit.
So advantageous traits will get passed on from parents to their offspring. Exactly, yes. So I'll give you guys 10 seconds to write that. Okay, Antonella, 30 seconds to write it, and then we'll do the think, pair, share, okay? Think, pair, share. So what do you think about the answer? share it with your partner, pair with your partner, and then share with your answer, right? Obviously, you're pairing the person either across from you or next to you, okay? So how would growing thicker fur help an animal in a cold environment?
The person in front of me or beside
Make
me.
them warm.
However,
There, make them warm.
Pick the person behind me.
so I'll give you guys 10 seconds to share. Go.
Make them-
Think, pair, share.
Make them warmer.
Oh my God.
All right, so yes. This is something I want you to
We're not
write.
even cut.
In natural selection, there are 4 main components to where in which natural selection will take place. Ian, thank you. So here are the 4 main components. Component number 1, overproduction.
That means reproduce too much.
Exactly. Number 2, inherited variation. Different animals will inherit different
Great.
traits to survive in their environment, and whichever trait fits its environment best, that will be the animal that survives. Competition,
A golden husky.
competing for resources in a limited environment.
Hunger
And then
games.
survival and reproduction of the fittest. So whoever lives and survives and makes it through and adapts, that will be the organism that will be able to reproduce.
So you suck at playing.
I do. Doesn't like it.
All right, so pick one of the 4 main components and draw it. You'll have 1 minute and 30 seconds, okay? And draw an example of it, okay?
Draw what?
Or main component.
Mr. Draw what?
Draw an example of one of the 4 main components. For example, draw an example of overproduction. Draw an example of competition. That's not necessarily real world. We're not out in the real world right now. We're out in a classroom. So I want to present you with a scenario. The next slide, you can tell me what's going to happen in this scenario if something changes. Okay? Here's our scenario. Here is our scenario, everyone. Carlos, up here.
Black rat on lava.
Here is our scenario. Here is your scenario. You're going to use the discussion post to talk, right? Mice with dark fur survive better on black lava rock.
Yes.
So think, mice with dark fur survive better on black lava rocks. But here is your scenario. A hurricane just came through. Now, that black lava rock has now changed into light sand.
They're called.
So what would happen to the black mice if their environment changed to white sand?
They won't have anywhere to
You guys have 1 minute to put a reply there.
Mr. I can reply to you.
I can't write.
Yeah, it's just infinitely loaded. I even reloaded the page still.
Mister, I raised my hand.
Wait, Ian Dimitri.
I raised
That's
my
my
hand.
iPad.
So look, I
Is
raised
everyone's
my hand.
iPad like that?
Yeah.
Alright, then just tell me.
Okay, so the black ones
They're
die.
all gonna die.
But the white ones need a mutation, right? That makes the.
Some of them they're gonna turn
That
white.
makes the mice light.
Yes.
It's like white, right? So then they survive and then pass on the white trait to all their children, and then all of us are white.
I'll give answers. I guess you guys see the point though, right?
Yes.
You guys are seeing the point. What are you not seeing? The question is this, you have black lava rock, let's say black sand versus white. You have black mice on black sand, will you be able to see the sand, will you be able to see the mice? On black mice on black sand, would you see them?
How are people writing?
Well, predators see them as good. Yes or no?
How are people writing?
Black mice on black sand, if you're a predator, would you be able to see them good? No, so that black sand has now turned into white sand, you're still a black mouse. Will predators be able to see better? So what's gonna happen to the mice?
Mister, are you referring to him being black?
No,
Like my comment.
what do you mean? you don't know? So if I'm a predator now, mice and I can see these mice standing out in the middle of nowhere, what am I gonna do?
Black mice die.
I'm gonna eat up all the mice I can because I can see them now, because they were blending in before. So, harmful and helpful mutations. Obviously, in an environment, you have mutations that are not good. For example, missing limbs, for example, conjoined twins. For example, missing things in your body or missing certain things that could affect you, cancer, things like that. But obviously, there are mutations that are helpful. For example, webs feed on ducks so they can help them swim. A flat tail, for example, on a platypus that helps them gently go through water. And there are
Venom
mutations.
snakes.
And exactly, venom in snakes. And there is something like a neutral eye color. Or sorry, not neutral eye color, neutral mutation. For example, people who have different eye colors. That does not affect their lives, doesn't affect the way they live, and it doesn't hurt them. It just
compliments they get.
I mean, sure, they get better compliments, for sure. But overall, it doesn't affect their lives, as in it's not anything that puts any hurt on their health, you know? So, would you guys want a mutation? Yes or no?
Yeah, honestly.
No, because there would be harmful ones where you're missing a finger.
You can miss a finger.
That looks rad, a
You could gain
robotic
a finger
finger.
though.
I want
A robotic
I want
finger
to
looks
I
rad.
have a finger here, but then I cut it off.
Fair enough. You could gain a finger, you could lose a finger.
Oh.
It's all up to
Extra
you.
limbs, you can get extra limbs.
True, you can get extra.
I
limbs.
want more hands.
You get like.
Zero.
Zero.
Okay, so
Zero.
this is what we're gonna do. The last thing we're gonna do, and then we'll get to the game, okay? So I need you guys listening. So this is what you're gonna do. Label and diagram. Label and draw a diagram that shows how natural selection happens. You can use any animal you want. I'll give you guys a minute and 30 seconds to do that, okay? So ready, set, go.
Go the game.
Ready, set,
Ready, set, moon. This I had
R.
barely in space.
Animal inside the tree. Tree. Happy face.
Cause I did, mister, it wouldn't let me draw. I had like 15 seconds to draw.
Extra limb. Cliff, human being. This is food.
Oh.
These are resources. You are now animals. What you're gonna do, really quickly, as I go around, I'm going to have you pick out one trait. I'll pick blue.
No, bro.
You're gonna pick out one trait. And this is what's going to, don't pick anything up yet. Do not pick anything up yet. These are resources. You are animals now in the same environment. You are now, grab one. You are now arguing for resources. Okay, number one, do not lose these papers. Do not lose these papers, because I need them for the next class. Now, I am giving you a trait. That trait represents an animal. Okay? Now, this is what you're going to do. This is what you are going to do. So, around you, these are resources. When I say go, you're not going to run and jump and try to grab as many as you can. You're going to grab as many resources as you can because this is limited. But you're going to do slowly. You're going to get up, pick one up, pick one up, pick one up. Everyone's going to try to get resources. Here is the goal. In this bucket, I have a list of different situations. So, environmental and behavioral, that will give other people the advantage.
What if I don't have?
For example, if I read out this one, predators can easily spot bright colors. Someone in this room has bright colors. Guess what? You have just died. So you drop your resources, you sit down until we get to the last person. And we're going to see how natural selection happens in an environment, okay? So everyone get up, push in their chairs.
Mr. One more chicken. I just lay down and go.
No, can't do that. So, ready, set, go. All right, animals with strong legs can jump over obstacles. So, if you don't have strong legs, you're dead. So leave your mark. Yep, I got. Whoever has strong legs, keep picking up.
I got strong
Keep
legs.
picking up.
Mister.
If you have strong legs, come on, next one.
I died instantly. What the hell was that?
As long as you have strong legs, that's the strong legs.
Everyone died.
Everyone died except one
There's two
person.
people, there should be two people left. Now, hot weather causes. So, who's picking up more? Are you strong legs?
Yeah.
So why are you picking up? So, keep picking up, those who have it. Keep picking it up. Hot weather causes thin. On his skin fur animals to overheat
This is
less.
rigged.
Skin fur?
No.
Nope, so you've just passed away. Okay,
I
so,
died 2 times.
guys, you get the point, you see what's happening?
Alright, that was practice round.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that was practice round, mister.
So, everyone, put the dots back in the book, put them on the ground. Leave them on the ground, now, leave them on the ground, spread them out again, there we go. Okay, we'll do it again. This is what we are doing, we are trying to mimic what would happen. Wait, we're doing this one more time. I didn't, hold on, we're trying to mimic what's going to happen in an environment if some. Okay, so sharp claws are needed to climb trees for food. Sharp claws are needed to climb trees. So if you think your animal has sharp claws, keep picking up food.
What's a bright colored animal that has sharp claws? Oh, Arctic fox, Arctic fox. Firewolf. An Arctic fox. Arctic fox has claws. Arctic fox.
Wait, I got described. I got a wolf.
You're dead.
Wait, mister, Arctic fox.
What do you have?
Mister, yeah,
Keep picking up. It's still alive. Keep picking up.
He's still alive.
Isn't it hard for you to eat? So,
All right, sticky tongue. Help catch fast moving insects. Sticky tongue. Help catch
I'm gonna come
fast
in.
moving insects.
So I have sticky toes.
I'm a tree frog. I'm a tree frog. I'm a bright colored tree frog, bro.
A butterfly. Same as that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Frogs, frogs.
You understand what's happening?
Yes.
In an environment, something can change to where that animal that used to survive no longer can survive. That's why all of a sudden, you're all picking up resources and everyone got limited to one animal. That's what happened. So those polka dots,